Good evening and welcome to KU Student Senate Debate live coverage on KUJH. I'm Sierra Upton.
And I'm Thomas Hoppo.
Thanks for joining us.
In the next 15 minutes, we'll outline information about the student body presidential and vice presidential candidates and the three coalitions.
We'll also introduce you to the panel made up of University Daily Kansan, KUJH, and KJHK representatives who will be joining the elections commissioner and asking questions this evening. And we'll talk about the rules and what you can expect from the 90-minute debate taking place at 7 in Alderson Auditorium.
But before we get to all of that, let's take a live look at Alderson. Right now, everybody's starting to pile up in because they opened the doors at 6:45, and it should be pretty interesting when the debate begins at 7 p.m. Tonight's debate does require a ticket, but the tradition area of the union is available for any spillover crowd. Audience members who are not affiliated with the coalitions are being asked to submit questions to the candidates. And you at home can send in your questions as well by tweeting using the hashtag KU Senate Debate. Our social media moderator could choose your question to ask to the candidates.
3 coalitions, all started this year, are running in the Student Senate election. Crimson and True was the last coalition to form of the 3. Its mission promotes diversity, ecological maintenance, and enhancement of Student Senate through advocating for student rights. Another coalition, Grow KU, focuses on making a positive impact, pioneering inclusiveness, representing and serving the student body, and challenging the status quo. And thirdly, the Jayhawkers aim to strengthen the Jayhawk community by unifying student life, improving campus services, and bettering university policies.
Each of these 3 coalitions has a presidential and a vice presidential candidate. After the nominations, each individual had to obtain 500 student signatures to be official candidates in the Senate election. Here's a little about each coalition's ticket. Kevin Hundelt is Crimson and True's candidate for president. Hundelt is a junior from St. Louis studying architecture. He is currently the Senate Student Rights Committee chair and a member of Students for a Sustainable Future. Hundelt says there is too much argument between senators for too little progress. If elected, he wants to get the Senate to focus on the student body. Sarah Andes is Crimson and True's candidate for vice president. Andes is a junior from Wichita studying journalism. She is a student intern at KU's Legal Service and Muslim Student Association member. Andes says she wants to bring changes to campus that will impact those who hadn't had a voice. Morgan Saeed is Grow KU's candidate for president. Saeed is a junior from Kansas City studying journalism. She is the Student Senate Outreach Director and a Title IX committee member. Saeed says the climate of Senate needs to change and wants to make it a better liaison between students, organization, and administrators. Miranda Wagner is Grow KU's candidate for vice president. Wagner is a junior from Shawnee studying economics. She's a junior senior College of Liberal Arts and Sciences student senator, as well as the Alternative Breaks Core Finance Coordinator. Wagner says her personal goal is to make everyone feel connected to Student Senate. Mackenzie Oatman is Jayhawk's candidate for president. Oatman is a junior from Overland Park studying finance. She spent 3 years on Student Senate starting as a freshman and is now coordinator of Into the Streets. Oatman says she wants to better connect students to KU's resources and make sure they know how to use services they're already paying for. Mitchell Cota is Jayhawker's candidate for vice president. Cota is a junior from Overland Park studying marketing and international business. He also joined Senate as a freshman and was Student Senate Multicultural Affairs Chair. As a minority himself, Cota says he is concerned about the retention of minority students and wants to increase the number of minority students at KU.
All right, so now that we know who's running for each coalition, let's take a deeper look into the platforms each group is running on. The candidates will receive questions about their initiative during tonight's debate from panelists, audience members, and of course you at home. Crimson and True has 9 initiatives divided under 3 platforms. The first platform is campus development with ecological maintenance. This correlates with Crimson and True's commitment to sustainability. Initiative 1 under this platform is making the KU card a universal payment option on campus, including at concession stands. Initiative 2 is to create an annual competition called the Jayhawk Olympics to promote physical activity and positive body image. The third initiative is to expand the Writing Center to help students in foreign language classes. Initiative 4 is to standardize grade reporting by midterm, and the last is to increase textbook access by licensing out widely used textbooks so students can get free or discounted books. Its second platform is promoting diversity by appreciating each Jayhawk identity. The first initiative in this platform is called Trans Inclusion. This includes more gender-neutral restrooms and creating a full-time graduate student position at the LGBT Resource Center. The second initiative for this is to create reflection spaces on campus to encourage students to meditate and pray. And its final platform is enhancing student senate through meaningful reforms so senators have high accountability and transparency. Crimson and True plans to do this by reducing student senate and executive pay and by redirecting excess funds towards student groups. And it also plans to ban active tabling.
Grow KU lists 11 different platforms. The first is to create a non-traditional student resource center to provide non-traditional students with an area to congregate and organize. The second is to nurture mental health and maintain a positive opinion. Third, to work with KU Public Safety to improve campus lighting and update emergency poles. The fourth is to work with the City of Lawrence to install bike share stations across campus for students. The fifth platform is to work with on-campus recycling programs to implement a single-stream recycling process. Sixth is to increase relationships between student groups. Seventh is to establish a student political action committee to advocate for higher education in the Kansas legislature. The eighth is to standardize the plus-minus grading system so similar courses are graded on the same level. The ninth is to expand mobile phone connectivity on campus. The 10th initiative is to establish a student body equity coordinator. This would be a part-time executive staff position partnered with the Office of Multicultural Affairs to bring underrepresented voices to Senate. The last initiative is to partner with Homecoming to create a privately funded annual fall concert.
And moving on now to the Jayhawkers. Jayhawkers divided its platform into 3 categories: Conserve KU, Strengthen KU, and Beyond KU. To begin, Conserve KU includes an initiative called Replant KU. This would involve partnering with Replant Mount Oriad to bring campus together to replant trees. The second initiative is to partner with KU Recycling to expand the current recycling system outside of buildings. The third is a sustainability leadership program. The Jayhawkers plans to work with Rock Chalk Recycle to make recycling more accessible for Greek houses, scholarship halls, and residence halls. Strengthen KU is a platform to unify student life by improving services and bettering policies. Its first initiative is to expand residence hall dining plan options and hours. The second is to broaden options for winter and spring break classes. The third is student transition and academic readiness. This is to prepare students of color, first generation, and low socioeconomic status for college by better providing access to resources before freshman year. And the fourth initiative is to create a hazing definition task force. The fifth is to partner with memorial unions to promote positive late night culture. The sixth is to expand on-campus bus hours during midterm and finals week and implement other bus stops to make students feel safe getting home. Seventh is to create a common application for scholarships at KU. And the eighth is to revitalize the student survey board by creating online petitions for students to pose problems to the Senate directly. This would include setting up an online discussion board where students can give input and suggest improvements. The third and final platform, Beyond KU, is the Jayhawkers' plan to prepare students for futures beyond the classroom. Its first initiative is to expand undergraduate research opportunities and to provide them for first and second year students. Its second initiative is to enhance the Career Service Center by creating a one-stop shop for KU career planning. And those are the platforms for each of the coalitions. We'll hear more details about them from the candidates themselves.
Tonight's debate participants will be the presidential and vice presidential candidates from the 3 coalitions. To be eligible, each candidate had to file declarations of candidacy with the Elections Commission. Jake Rapp, the chair of the Elections Commission, will be the moderator. To kick off the debate, the vice presidential candidates will each give a 3-minute opening statement that introduces their respective coalitions. The vice presidential candidates will then debate for 30 minutes. This includes questions from panelists, social media, and live audience members. When their time is up, the vice presidential candidate will introduce the presidential half of their ticket. The presidential candidates will debate for 60 minutes. This will consist of questions from the panelists, social media, live audience members, and a video question from Chancellor Bernadette Gray Little. The presidential candidates will close the debate with 3-minute closing statements. Generally, the candidates will have 2 minutes to answer questions asked of them directly. They will have 1 minute to respond to or rebuttal another candidate's remark. If the moderator determines that more time is needed to explain a position, he will state a clear time adjustment. Candidates are not required to use all of their time to answer a question or respond to another candidate's remarks. The audience will be asked to refrain from applauding or demonstrating support or non-support for a candidate.